Hello and welcome to the Uni Podcast.
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about getting rich.
Yeah,
So, firstly, why are people behind money? Like, why are a lot of people behind it?
because it gives you power, freedom, and girls like money. No, that was.
But I guess yeah, like money, to an extent gives stability. Like we did talk about this last episode
Yeah,
as well, right? Like risk and stability and things like that, and definitely money to an extent does offer stability, and stability does offer power.
I don't think stability gives you power, but I think money gives you
Access.
access to fun,
Mm-hmm.
like economy class versus first class,
Right.
uh, 3 star versus 5 star.
That's true.
Like, yeah, like where you can vacation, like going to Pune versus Bahamas.
Going to Goa versus Bora Bora.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, but how much do you like personally value money? Do you think I need a lot of it, or do you think I'm happy? I would be happy with a bit of it. Is there some sort of a gauge for you?
So this comes back to happiness, right?
Right.
Like, is happiness dependent on money?
Hmm.
Obviously, it's not. But I think you need a certain level of money to be
Exactly.
for it to not bother you.
Yeah.
So like not paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, and I think a decent amount where you don't have to worry about an emergency or you don't have to worry about um, yeah. Like I would want to be able to afford a McLaren, and that's it. Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
yeah.
And yeah, it's important to have those sort of fallback funds or whatever they call it, or rainy day funds, right? So on a
No, I
bad
don't know.
day when you need say 10,000 or 20,000, you need to have that kind of ready
Yeah,
and liquid, because having it liquid is again important, right? You can't just you need to be able to get the money out when you need it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so moving on to like the whole university context of it, because I do think a lot of people, especially since last year, are getting into trying to build some sort of a portfolio,
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
sort trying to get into some sort of investing.
yeah. Not
And
me.
not you. um but yeah, I don't know, I personally do some of it, right?
Yeah,
And I do think that learning to invest early, or learning to manage your own money early on, like the earlier you do it, it's good for you.
yeah.
But obviously pros and
That
cons.
sounds really boring.
But yeah, okay, so that there has to be, definitely there are ways to that make investing fun, right?
Yeah,
And investing is kind of fun, because there's the whole thrill element to it as well, because especially when you're doing investing in things like crypto, etc.
like you're so invested in the whole investing that I think that's insane. If like watching the market every day and
Hmm,
yeah, this just feels like so much of dependence on this external thing that you have no control over.
that's
Like
true.
emotionally, when the market is down, you're in the
Exactly.
red. You're
Exactly.
like,
Exactly. And it does affect a lot of people, like
yeah,
I've personally observed, because a few of the people I know in university, some of them day trade in crypto. So
so
the
what is day trading?
so day trading is pretty much, you buy and sell within the same day,
Yeah.
right? So that means you
So the
compared.
main aim is to buy at a lower price, sell at a higher
Exactly.
price.
Buy low, sell high. Try to make some. It's on margins, right? So you try to
Yeah.
make some money within the day. And the thing is, when you do day trading, the margins can be extremely high, but they can be quite low as well.
Yeah, like within one day the price can go 10% down and
Yeah.
then
Like
you
when
lose
Elon Musk says
10%.
something,
Yeah, yeah,
especially with crypto, when Elon Musk tweets something at 3 or
yeah.
4 a.m., the price could go high or low. And the thing is, when you're doing day trading, you need to, like, you have to so-called square off, is what the term finance people use, but you need to sell it off within the same day. So there are people who
Yeah.
do that. And I've seen, at least I've heard about it, that on bad days people do lose maybe even a few $100. And yeah, it
Yeah. I mean,
their whole mood gets, you know.
to me, it's a gamble.
Mhm.
So, and if you, I would say, gambling on something that you have no control over is insane.
Mm.
So, if you want to invest, I would say, invest in something safe. Or if you're investing in crypto, then go for the long term. If you actually believe in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, day trading is just, I think, taking too much of an emotional toll
Yep. And
on, yeah.
yeah. And disclaimer, we're not giving anybody financial advice, or how to manage your own money, but it's just
Well, I don't know how to manage my own money,
exactly. So
so
even we are figuring it out. It's just, we
yeah.
wanted to use this so-called platform to share our own experiences and what our views on money is, right? So what do you think of all these trading apps, Robinhood, blah blah blah, CoinHackho, Coinbase? There are so many. You go into any space in any country, there are at least 5 to 10 apps. And the thing is,
Yeah,
surprisingly, especially in India, what I've noticed is, because I do, when I watch YouTube videos or things like that, there's a lot of YouTubers promoting trading apps. And the way some of these apps work is, it's really gamified. So it's,
exactly.
you literally just tap the green or red button to buy or sell, and then it's like within a minute or a few seconds you will know. It's just tracks on a minute basis. So the margin is really little, 0.0000 something, but you put in $100, the $100 can go up to
Yeah.
110.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, a lot of so-called A-lister YouTubers and influencers are doing it.
I mean, they're promoting it, but are
Exactly,
they
yeah.
doing
Yeah,
it?
yeah. They're
Is the
promoting it,
question.
and who falls for it, right? The common middle class
Yeah.
people, as in people like us, because a lot of people who watch YouTube, and especially these kind of YouTubers, Tanmay Bhatt, etc., etc., the Indian YouTubers,
Yeah.
people who watch these people are 21-year-olds, people our age,
Yeah.
and they get into it. So what's your thoughts on this? Like, what do you think?
I think it's quite similar to a get rich quick scheme. Why are so many people getting into this now? Because everyone wants to get rich quick. And if you haven't studied investing properly, finances, don't know everything, don't get into it,
Yeah,
is what I think. This is not an investing.
yeah. We're not coaching people.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
all up to you.
Yeah,
However, uh, yeah, like if you're gambling, then it's okay. If you think it's gambling,
yeah,
but
yeah. You should. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
then
Yeah.
it's okay. But why are so many people getting addicted to it? Because there's, you don't know whether you'll win or not. So there's this book called Hooked by Neil Eyal, and he talks about why people are so addicted to Instagram, specifically Instagram, because you don't know what you're going to see. Like there's that anticipatory factor, and it's not guaranteed that you'll win. So that's why people get addicted to gambling. And what is the rule of gambling? The house always wins.
Right.
So in the long term, you cannot win. So get out. I mean, I don't know. Get out in the proper time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think any of these YouTubers
Mm.
know shit about investing.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, I'm
They're
not gonna
just
pull names.
conning people.
So the way it works is, for them it's quite simple, right? They get paid, say, 50,000, 10,000 in whatever currency for per video, and they also get a commission out of the people who sign up using their promo code.
Yeah,
And what happens is, they get a commission out of it, but a lot of times, at least a lot of YouTubers that I've seen, they personally don't give two shits. They don't really care. It doesn't really matter to them. So I feel it's like people like us, okay, and maybe people not here, but people like us, people our age, are the ones who usually fall into this. And I guess the notion of um getting rich quick does appeal to a lot of people.
no, that is true for any scenario.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get rich quick.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get the grade on the final day of the exam
Mm,
and study as less as possible and get the best grade.
exactly.
So we have to remember that there's no free lunch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not everyone's lucky enough to buy Bitcoin in 2011.
Yeah.
But I have to tell, like, it doesn't just happen randomly. Like, if you were into Bitcoin in 2011, I'm pretty sure you would have been in the tech space. You would have, like, it's not like random people had Bitcoin in 2011.
Yeah. And this is the thing that a lot of times, even I personally, because I do struggle with the whole crypto space. Like I personally don't invest in crypto yet because I
Yeah,
think this is my thought is that the technology isn't there yet. Like it isn't as credible as I would like it for it to be, right?
yeah,
But definitely people, there are all those success stories and so-called news articles that say, oh, this guy invested 1 million back in 2011 and now he's a billionaire, or he's a multi-millionaire. He made a two few hundred million from Bitcoin.
yeah.
He definitely, because in 2011, 1 million is quite a significant amount, right? He definitely must not have just put it in because,
Exactly,
oh,
exactly.
I'm okay with losing 1 million, so I just throw it in and then see what happens. Yeah. So I guess that's like a key takeaway for all of us. Yeah. And I do believe, because it's a common saying with regards to investing specifically, that you should only invest what you're prepared to lose.
Yeah,
And with respect to crypto, 100%. you
yeah.
you definitely need to be, yeah, prepared. But yeah, but I would say, like personally, I invest in equity. So invest in specifically in the Indian equity markets. So the thing is, as in I believe the companies I invest, I do believe in them. So
This is getting way too technical for me right now.
yeah, but no, I guess for people who want to get in, what I'm trying to say is they should kind of try to at least do some basic
Research?
research slash due diligence before they get in
Oh
something,
yeah, definitely.
right? And this is the same for crypto as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But how did you get started? You do invest in some sort of crypto, right? How did you get
No,
started?
I just invested once because I found the technology really cool and I think it has a future.
Hmm.
So I just invested some in some altcoins, but no, I'm not a serious investor in crypto or anything.
Hmm.
So
So was it
please don't
just,
take financial advice from me.
yeah, or from me? But yeah, but how
Yeah.
did you? Was it just because, was it as straightforward as just setting up an account and then
Yeah,
picking
yeah.
a few
Just set up
coins?
an account, connect your, send a picture of your ID card and uh, connect your bank details. That's
Hmm.
it. Super simple.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, yeah. Back in the day, maybe even 5 to 10 years back, when the whole crypto thing didn't exist, the so-called barrier to entry to even be like a low, they in finance they call people like us retail investors. I'm not,
Okay.
yeah, so for people like us to even get in, it
Yeah.
is a process that takes maybe a week or so, depending on which country you're investing.
Yeah.
While now, the other day I tried creating an account in Coinbase. It took me like less than 6 hours, man.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was I was kind of shocked, I'm like, how, because when they're giving you an account and you're putting in money and things like that, and when it happens so quick, the tech behind even these companies, which are the brokerages, must be insane, right? Like
Yeah. 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 It is. It
oh
is. It is. I mean, invest. You can invest in the brokerage itself.
yeah, that's another idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But what other sort of investing have you come across, or do you think that is it could be quite valuable, or could be something
Investing
interesting?
in yourself, like, I don't know, getting some skills that can make you more money or becoming a better version, investing in a gym membership.
Mm.
I think these kind of investments are good.
Yeah, and they do help you, like
Like,
directly.
there's no tangible benefit, but
Exactly.
there's like a lot of intangible benefits.
And it could result in tangible benefits as well, right?
It will,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like investing in food, I think, is
Oh yeah.
important. Like having, not getting the cheapest of the cheapest,
Yeah.
like eating healthier, eating cleaner. You usually have to spend a bit more, I think, to eat better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and this applies to pretty much everything. But at this age, it's, I guess, important, and even I'm struggling with this. Like getting my so-called priorities straight on what I want to invest in. In
Okay.
in in the sense that, okay, I do know that eating good food, eating clean food is good for me, and pretty much everybody knows it, right? But to what extent are you willing to commit to it, and like,
Yeah, like all organic. I don't think that would be feasible.
oh, not at all. In Yeah, at the kind of
Unless you're living in a village and back home.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You've done a couple of so-called side, not really a side hustle, but internships and things like that, where you've made some money of your own, and even I've done some of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Did you follow any sort of a method or something to spend it, or did you so-called budget within whatever you made, or
No, it was just my spending didn't change from that
okay,
because my spending is like funded by my parents, and when the internship money gets added, that's the spending stays the same. So just the money coming in from my parents reduces.
okay, okay, okay. So you
So
didn't really set aside, oh, this is internship money is my own money, because people do that, this is my money that I made, I can do whatever with it,
that
which
is really surprising because your parents have invested what 100K plus,
exactly.
and you're safe. Like you want, oh, this 10K is my money. That is ridiculous.
Hmm.
Because that money was also your money, which your parents are just throwing down the drain for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And no, it just comes off as very condescending
Mm.
to tell your parents, "Oh, this is my money,
Yeah,
and that was your money." Like what?
yeah, 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 that really doesn't, yeah, yeah, it
I'm
doesn't,
going to spend your money.
exactly. It doesn't really make sense, but the way that I see it, that not really, if you say it the way you put it, it is definitely condescending. But
Yeah.
I see a way, and I see a way where it could be a good lesson, in the sense, okay, so you have made some money, right? And if you can try, and if it's possible, because I do think a student, like people like us, international students, if you're making, say, $1,200 a month during our internship, or
Wait,
1,500.
how did you find that out?
But
Okay, okay,
if
yeah.
you're making around that, rent and food and all subtracted, you can still save up a bit, right? so so
Yeah.
so the way you could do it is that even if you save 200, how do you manage that 200, which is kind of excess? Because, okay, obviously your school fees, you definitely can't cover it, right? $16,000 that international students pay in Singapore, around that, per semester. I don't think, unless you're working at Goldman Sachs and interning there, you probably can't cover it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You can't.
So how did, like, okay, so
What do you do with that 200?
yeah,
Okay.
that is an important lesson. I think that is an important lesson.
Oh, I don't think so.
Really.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that 200 is not going to help you, even if you invest it properly.
No, I
That's
probably,
peanuts.
it definitely is peanuts. But at this age, getting started with peanuts is good enough. Is what
But that's only if you think that in the long term, investing is a good strategy to
exactly.
become rich. And I don't think that. So I don't even want to learn investing
Ah,
by playing around because I don't think in the long term I want that to be my main money strategy.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
So
okay.
I would rather spend the 200 on just
Improving
or
yourself.
not spend the 200.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
you can,
yeah, or buy better food.
buy better food, get a good gym membership, sign up for some
Yeah, or
fitness.
do some activity, spend it
Yeah,
on some experience.
right. Go Universal Studios a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I do kind of differ in opinion slightly, in the sense
You
that
believe in investing in stocks, right? In the market.
I believe in companies. So that's why that
Well,
goes
I
back.
also believe in
Exactly, no,
companies
but that goes back to why I really struggle with crypto, because
because it's higher risk.
no, not high risk. It is definitely high risk, and I'm just plainly to put it, at least the amount that I've invested so far, there is no way that I would have even put in, um maybe even half of it. It's not like I've invested a few $1 million, but I there is no way
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
have put in any of it in crypto.
Mm.
But the reason that I think investing is a good, and definitely I don't really recommend it, or I don't really see myself doing it as a full time thing, right? Because yeah, you're not really. This is
Why
my
do you
thought. You're
like
not.
investing?
No, but yeah. So coming to that, but you're not really creating any value for yourself, or other
Or for
than
anyone?
exactly you buying low and selling high. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the reason that I think, coming to your question on why I believe in investing, um, so the main reason would be, is that okay? So say I'm buying a few stocks of so I like I said, I trade in Indian companies, right?
Yeah.
So for example, Reliance Industries is the big one. It's not like Ambani gives two shits that I bought 10 shares of Reliance, but no. So the reason that I believe in it is because when I do buy these so-called shares, I'm taking and spending more effort to learn about the company itself. I spend time, even though I'm not buying a
So
significant
you're
amount.
learning business.
I'm not learning business, but learning about the specific company itself,
Yeah.
which is good because the company does offer a lot of products and services, and
Yeah.
it
True.
is an important skill.
Getting to
There's
know about the market.
yeah, and ish getting to know about
Yeah.
companies
Yeah.
specifically. The market could mean a lot of things. When you say a word like the market, getting to know the market, it can mean a lot. But yeah, specific companies. So that is why I think people could get into investing. But if you get in for the wrong reasons of making a quick a dollar or two,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that is a good reason. Like learning to invest, learning about companies, that's a very good reason and I totally support that.
mm,
Yeah. I think if I wanted to, if I thought that it was a good long-term strategy, then I would definitely approach it from that angle.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And personally, I think it's a good way to, because rather than investing in or letting money sit in a savings account,
Yeah.
so-called fixed deposit, I rather invest it in companies,
Yeah.
because I don't want the bank making money out of my money that I put in, that I let sit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is it. And what do you think about becoming financially independent? This is a term that floats around a lot, I feel,
Yeah.
especially in the last year or two. And there's a lot of, when you go on YouTube specifically, right? Have you seen those ads which are catered? Somehow all these ads pop up just when you're gonna watch a video,
Yeah.
and it says, some random person is talking about how you can become financially independent by 30, blah blah blah. What do you
Yeah.
what do you think of it?
You have to become financially independent. You
I
have to.
I agree.
And as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, but what are the ways that you think that can be done? Like, okay, definitely investing is like the
Okay, what
elephant
does
in the room.
financial independence mean? Like I thought financial independence meant not relying on your parents or
Yeah,
for me that's what financial independence means.
financial independence could
Not
also,
having debt.
not really, but yeah, not having that exact is a part of it. But where what I think is the definition is not really definition, but what I think is it could be
Yeah.
is not having to depend on a job.
Oh.
Yeah, because just
I
just
was going to say just get a job.
no, because okay, just like anecdotal experience, right? On And this is important lesson for, not lesson, but important for everybody to know, because I almost fell in this so-called trap. A random guy approached me on LinkedIn, as a lot of people, you must have
Yeah.
encountered people.
Financial consultants.
No, not financial consultant. This guy was the. it was
Okay.
seemingly unsuspectful, because he was a mutual connection to people I
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So I accepted the request, and he said, "Oh, I'm just a graduate from NTU, and I'm doing something. Do you want to learn how to be financially independent?" I was like, "Sure, why not? What's your thought on it?" I just It was just a conversation that he was trying to build, and initially I was like, "Okay, cool, why not?" Right?
Yeah.
So then he told me blah 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 blah, and he told me he has a mentor who worked. His mentor is somebody who worked in the top financial institutions, JP Morgan. You start throwing around names, right?
Yeah.
So he started throwing around a few names, and then I was like, okay, cool. I don't mind chatting. This was like in the midst of COVID,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
when the lockdown happened in March last year. So I didn't really have a lot of other things to do, and I was okay with meeting new people and etc. etc. So this guy said, okay, um, I can set something up, and then I was like, okay, cool. I don't mind talking to your mentor and seeing what the person thinks. So then, oh, the classic thing that he did, right? And this is something important, I guess, to
Yeah.
people for people not to get stuck into. He sent me a book. He sent me an ebook by this person, Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh God.
Red flag number one, right? So he sent me a book by Robert Kiyosaki, and it's not the Rich Dad. It's not Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Something else.
It's
Yeah.
another book.
Robert Kiyosaki is sus.
Sus.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I feel Rich Dad Poor Dad specifically is a very good basic level understanding, but I would definitely not try to follow anything from it.
Yeah. He's just a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, like he dummied it down for people.
But then what happened after that?
Yeah, so then what happened was he sent me a book, right? And then this was some book, but it was on financial independence, but not really as well. It kind of, when I tried reading the book, right, it was more teaching me on how to be like um
Alpha male.
no. It was more on it. It was leaning towards the whole financial consulting side of it, right? So then I just googled it. I googled this particular book, and guess what? The top 5 results were.
Multi-level marketing pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I read it. I got scammed by a person who sent me this book, and this is worldwide. So the guy, the few Reddit subreddits that I read, all are based in the
It's
US.
worldwide scam.
It is a oh god, and I can't believe that I almost fell for it. And the
Yeah.
reason I'm telling this story is because this term financially
So
independent
attractive.
is so attractive and is floating around a lot, right? People
Yeah.
people just throw it around whenever they want to talk about money and where they see themselves in 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't fall for this. And yeah, but
Yeah.
other than that,
It's just interesting how so many people have become financially independent by teaching others how to become financially independent.
exactly.
Which is like
Oh
ridiculous. And
yeah,
people fall for it.
people definitely fall for it. Like a
Yeah.
person like Robert Kiyosaki, right?
People think he's some genius.
Yeah, yeah, he really. Yeah, I would say he really
Yeah.
isn't. Like he puts himself forward as sort of an expert.
Yeah. I mean, that's how the world is, like Grant Cardone and
Oh God.
and
Is Grant Cardone the Wolf of Wall Street guy? No,
no, that's Jordan Belfort.
Jordan
But that
Belfort.
guy is legit.
Legit, but some of the things, I think one of the things, I'm not sure whether it was Grant Cardone or Jordan Belfort, but definitely one of them in one of those so-called TEDx conferences. You know what he said? He said, buying an apartment is a stupid thing. If you're investing in real estate, you need to buy the whole apartment building. And I was like, which average middle class guy
Yeah.
would have the capital to buy a whole apartment building, right?
You know what these guys do is they take these like contrarian statements, and then because it gathers attention, it gets negative publicity, but in that negative publicity they can reach out to like people who are more gullible, and they fall for it.
Yeah,
They fall
and
for it.
it's polarizing as well.
And how they make money is by selling these courses which have
Courses, books.
yeah. How
Classic.
they make money is by telling others how to make money.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, the last thing to touch on
Yeah.
with regards to money and university, there definitely has to be a balance between right now at the university stage of our lives, to what extent are we living life versus trying to find ways to make money? Like, how do we balance this? You know,
Like,
there are people who are very calculative in how they spend money. There are
yeah,
some people, you know, there are extremes. There are people who YOLO, they just do whatever they want. They're all about experiences.
yeah.
So especially in university, so they don't mind spending for stuff. Which is, where do you stand personally, and what do you think of either side?
Depends on the context. Like, how much money do you have, or your parents have, or anything like that. Like, I think you should try to live a comfortable life without overspending.
In university?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In any, like, whatever financial background you're from. But I guess if you're, from the extremes, then your spending will be kind of extreme. Like, too, very frugal, or but you can also be from a, decent background and still be frugal, which I don't see the point in, because saving some money is not going to make you money. I believe more in making money rather than saving money.
That's right.
So you have to look at making a lot more.
Yeah, but at this stage of our lives, how do we do that? You know, because the reason I brought this in is because, you know, once again, I want to kind of boil down to university specifically, right?
Yeah.
So, s- okay, I would say I'm from a middle class family. I wouldn't say this is, you know, so I'm just putting forward what I try to do, right? So I don't try to be very frugal. So because I don't really see the point in that. But there are some people, a lot of people who see who like to do it. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't say there's nothing wrong about that also, right?
It's up to them.
It's up to them. But I don't think you need a lot of money to be to get experiences or to live life in university. Do you think so? Do you think, you know, you don't have to be living at a landed property in Sentosa Cove and studying in NTU and driving to school in a nice car to be living life in university?
Well, that is like,
An extreme. It's definitely an
yeah,
extreme. No, but yeah. So that's what do you, you know? How do you think people like us or can be more or less frugal or live life more?
I think it comes down to passion and pursuing what is meaningful. I don't think money has a big impact on that.
Yeah,
As long as you're eating well, um, yeah, and comfortably staying, which I think all of us
all of us are
in NTU are.
eating well, building good relationships.
Yeah, yeah, relationships, pursuing meaningful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, money can give you one-time experiences. Like, you can spend a lot on a night out, or go to some fancy place. But can you really sustain that? I don't think so.
not
That's not a
really.
sustainable way to be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And with that.
Thank you.